What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a Raid Shadow Legends video. And in today's video, we are actually going to be updating how our clan boss team is going. We are still running the speed lead Bat Eater Unkillable. We've been steadily making improvements to the team and have finally reached a very important milestone, which I'm very excited to talk to you guys about. It's been about 2 weeks since we did one of these videos. I was trying to do these once a week, but the progression has slowed down so much just due to a lot of things, needing specific gear to make improvements, having to build up areas of the Great Hall, and kind of a few other things like that. Let's go ahead and just jump in real quick and we'll look at the champions we are using here for this. Okay, that's interesting. I just noticed something really odd. When I was on my account on my other computer, I had I had labeled the favorites, but apparently it doesn't save when you switch over to another PC and load your game on that account. That's very interesting. Anyways, that's the fast man eater, so we'll label him number 1, and second man eater labeled number 2. This is kind of a cool system they put in the game, but it's interesting how that didn't carry over when I switched PCs with PlariumPlay app. Anyways, let's just kind of talk about what we've been able to do here. This is our main man-eater, who is our fastest champion on this team. The biggest change we've been able to do with him is we were able to finally get a attack percent chest. He had been using an accuracy chest for this entire span of the last, I don't know how long we've been doing this, maybe 2 months. So that was really limiting how much damage he could do in the clan boss. And we also did get him into a 6-star crit damage amulet. That's been the biggest thing here. You'll notice like my banner is still 4 stars and didn't get any attack percent rolls. You can see here we're still, we have some 6-star and some 5-star banners, but nothing that is going to be attack that's going to help that damage out really at all. And then I don't think I don't have any attack rings. I've been farming spider every day, and it's nearly impossible to get what we need on a consistent basis, and with them adding in the new faction, that's only going to further dilute the accessories that drop from the spider, so it's probably going to still take a while. But we can take a look at our primary man-eater stats now. He is at 82% crit rate. I'd like to get that up to 100. He's got the 144% crit damage. You notice now that we are getting 15% from our Great Hall, which that's been one of the big improvements that we've made, which we'll go over in here in just a little bit. It would be great if we could get him into some 6-star crit rate gauntlets, which we would need about 12 speed. I'm not sure if I have any that have this. Ooh, we may actually be able to replace that piece and get him up a little higher. We do have some other gauntlets here that we could roll. I don't know if I have enough silver to take these to 16 though right now. That's the only issue. We got 1.8 silver. So do we have speed glyphs? We do. We'd have to see if we can glyph that. Let's just try it and see what happens. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. That's exactly what we need. So we're maxed at 50 crit rate on that. This, I believe, will give us 60%. So that's an extra 10%. I think that takes him up to 92, which is... that should be an improvement. So you know what, let's just see if we can roll this, and we can actually we'll have an episode where we might make an improvement to the team. If this we'll see how this rolls. It's not looking good so far, but getting him in that attack chest was very important, and getting him into that 6-star crit damage amulet was very important. In addition to that, I have been farming arena as hard as I can the last couple of weeks, and I've actually been able to build up to my 2nd gold in the Great Hall, which is the Void crit damage. Now I went Void crit damage, kind of focusing that since I do have 2 man-eaters and Painkeeper on this team. That is going to help them out immensely in terms of their overall damage they can do. And wow, would you look at that? We got it all the way up without having to spend too much. Okay, so this is going to give us plus 10. We're going to lose a little crit damage. That's okay. None of the rest of these stats really make any difference, so we're not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and swap these in. And let's take a look now. We do have 92% crit rate, which is awesome. I can kind of look at some of the other items later to see if we can min-max that up to 100, but that should actually make a pretty significant difference, hopefully, in the damage he's able to do. But overall, just in general, we've been able to make the biggest improvements to our fast man-eater over the last couple of weeks, so that's going to be huge for us. This is our second man-eater, slow man-eater, and he's at 75% and at 116. Again, if we could just get this up to like 90 to 100, it would make such a huge difference in how much damage we can do. His attack is around 3,000, which is pretty good, and it's kind of the same thing with him. We do have those 6, if we could swap him into a 6-star crit rate glove. I don't even need speed on it, that's kind of funny. Let's see if we had any that, I think the only ones we have actually have speed, which we can't really put those on because that'll throw off the tune. So it does look like we have a couple of options here we could try. Just these, looks like these immunity gloves maybe. Maybe I'll try to roll those later on and see if they don't hit speed, but if we could take those up 10, that would help out our crit rate quite a bit there. So those are the two man-eaters. Pretty much not much has changed there except for the fast man-eater being able to finally get that attack percent chest and get that crit damage ring. And then tonight we just put those crit rate gloves on. We're going to see if those make any difference. We've got our Seeker here, who is still our strongest performer in this team. He's been doing a lot of work. Again, we need to kind of tweak his crit rate there a little bit. Just you can kind of see here his attack is up over 3,000. At this point, one of the reasons too that I'm really focusing Great Hall is that's the only spot right now we're going to be able to get the crit damage that we need to make this build do more damage. Because at this point, our gear is kind of where it's at. You know, we'd have to farm for a whole bunch of gear and reroll a bunch of gear to try to get some of that in-game 6-star gear that's going to roll with all the stats we need. It's just very difficult to get all that. You can take a look at Painkeeper here. She's running at a 105 crit rate and 130, so she does a pretty good amount of damage now. Attack is 2,000, 1,500 defense, 48,000 health. It's hard to do anything with her too. You'll notice I have not rolled any of my gear up. She's probably the weirdest champion to tune for this unkillable stuff, because it's like if you change her HP or her defense or something and she doesn't take as much damage as she's supposed to, or someone on the team doesn't take as much damage as they're supposed to, she will not use her A2, the spectacular sweep, in the right order, and you have to manual it for a lot longer to try to get it to stay in tune. So I haven't really done much with her. She's just kind of set there so that we don't have to mess with any of the tuning there. And then we do, of course, have Mother Superior, who is the lead for this team with her speed aura. And we haven't really been working on her much. We've got her attack at 3,000. We did get her over 100% crit rate, so she can do a pretty good amount of damage. We've got her in a 6-star crit damage amulet, 6-star attack ring with a pretty good attack roll on it. Basically, this is kind of what I'm saying with the gear, is how limited we are. Is like really the only way we could improve this is to get an epic piece or a legendary piece to get a double or a triple or quad roll on attack percent. And kind of the same thing on the banner, it would be getting a better attack percent roll to kind of keep getting her attack up. But she's in a pretty solid spot right now, and it's just a matter, like I said, the Great Hall is what we're focusing on right now. We're going to get this crit damage maxed on Void, so that's going to give our Man-Eaters and our Painkeeper plus 25% crit damage. So just bringing it up to the 15%, we made the jump from 12. It was kind of nice because it was 2% each time, then from 12 to 15. When I put this one in, I was actually able to 1-key Nightmare finally. And that's been one of the goals with this composition, is to try to get to a 1-key. On Nightmare, I've been flashing the screenshots up so you can kind of see that there. We're going to jump in there to, let's go ahead and just go into Clan Boss here. And as you can see, here is our Ultra Nightmare, which our damage on Ultra Nightmare now is up to about 31 to 32 million a key. We're trying to get to that 35 million number so we can 2-key Ultra Nightmare. I think that'd be a really good accomplishment for this team. So that's kind of where we're at right now. 3 keys, did 95 million today. Pretty solid. Was getting between 31 and 32 pretty much the entire time. But if we look at Nightmare, it looks like we're actually going to finish Nightmare, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so where is we did 1 key today. So here we go, 39.2 million. So we just got over the 39.1. This is the first time I've 1-keyed Nightmare with this comp. So I'm very excited about this. We're going to go ahead and run a Nightmare. I have 1 key right now to run. We're going to go ahead and do another Nightmare, which is going to help our clan finish out the Nightmare clan boss today. So we'll get the 2x chest reward in the morning. And we're going to see if we can replicate this result. I ran a bunch of 38 million keys last week. I was getting so frustrated because I'm so close. I just need a little bit more to get there. We did get the Man-Eater with that 15% crit damage bonus in the Great Hall. Finally got the second, the lower damage Man-Eater up to the point where he could carry us over that 39 million. We put the crit rate gloves on him tonight. Let's see if that helps. We're going to go ahead and jump in here. And we should be able to finish this off here. So let's go ahead and just get this started. Really nothing much has changed with the rotation. It's still the same. We're going to start off with Unkillable on the fast Maneater here. We're going to just do Seeker. It's going to hit his A1. This actually may benefit us here because we do have the Spirit Affinity, which is actually the best affinity for me to run this team against, because Mother Superior kind of hits neutral against it, and Seeker hits really, really hard against this affinity clan boss there. Okay, so first cycle is through. Let's go ahead and drop our A2 there. We're going to activate Seeker's A2 here, and then we'll see he's going to hit pretty hard here. Look at that, you can see 20, 21k. So we'll activate the Spectacular Sweep, and we should be good to hit auto here and rock and roll. And you can see there our Maneater, now that he's got that damage, he's doing almost 90,000 a hit with that War Master proc when it hits. That's basically what we're hoping for here, is to get lucky with our counterattacks. Hopefully all of our War Masters will proc, and we can get over that 39 million damage number again, hopefully on video. I don't want it to make me look bad and I not hit the one key, even though we've done it today. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and let this run through, and I'll jump back on at the end with my final thoughts on this episode. All right, guys, I figured I would jump back in here. We are almost done. We're at turn 48. We are coming down to the wire, but it looks like we're going to do it. We're very, very close already. 39 million right there with 2 turns to spare. We're at 39.2, and we have 1 keyed at Nightmare yet again. This feels so good to finally get through this first goal on this clan boss build. Just to be able now to do 1 key on Nightmare and not have to use that 2nd key to get the top chest is going to be so big for getting rewards every day. And oh my god, look at that. Right at the end, 40 million on the Spirit Affinity. Huge. Just feels so awesome. I'm really excited. It's been a couple weeks of work and grinding out the gear to kind of get this to this point. Just to go real quick, you see Mother Superior coming in. She's pretty consistent, usually right around 5 to 6 million. This Maneater before was only doing about 3 or 4 million damage, so just getting him in that 60% attack chest, getting that crit damage, or the crit rate up to almost a little bit over 90%, and then getting that crit damage bonus in the Great Hall has picked him up to almost where he's doing at least 6 usually now, 5 to 6. So that's basically been what has gotten us over this hump to be able to 1-key Nightmare. Second Man-Eater, he's pretty big there with almost 9 million. Seeker, as usual, is our MVP. He's got almost 13 million damage here. And then Painkeeper's usually pretty consistent between 4.5 and 5.5 million. She kind of overachieved a little bit here on this run, but there it is, 40.16 million. Got the 1-key now. That's 2 1-keys in a row on the Nightmare difficulty. Super excited about this. This is going to free up. So we also did complete the Nightmare clan boss for the clan, so that's pretty awesome. You can see there are 2 keys, 79.44 million. So we've crossed that first threshold. We've reached that first goal. This was always the main goal of this composition, was to be able to get to that 1-key Nightmare level, just because that opens up so much more freedom to be able to use those 3 keys on Ultra Nightmare every single day. Now our next goal is going to be to get this team to the point where they can hopefully 2-key Ultra Nightmare. That was kind of the stretch goal that I had for this composition, and it's just going to be a matter of continuing to fine-tune the gear. But I think Great Hall at this point is going to be the biggest thing for this team. I think is if we can get that Void crit damage up all the way. That's what I'm going to be. I did the the Arbiter missions last week to finally get this to 10 out of 10. So I've been farming Arena a lot lately. So my hope is to just farm for the next week or so and be able to get this from 7 all the way up to 10, which will get us that 25% bonus. And then what we're going to wind up having to do is go into Spirit and Magic to help Seeker and Mother Superior out with their crit damage. And then at some point we'll probably come in and build up the attack as well, because it's all going to help ultimately with our damage output on that clan boss. So man, this is exciting. I'm just happy to finally get a result. You know, a couple weeks ago I talked about the frustrations of building this team. You know, so often you'll go and you'll watch those videos on how to build a clan boss team, and it's like they put the team together so quickly, and it's done in a video in 20 minutes, and they're showing you all this crazy damage the team does, but you don't get to see like all the work that goes on behind the scenes, like how hard it actually is to build a clan boss team, especially if you are kind of in my situation here, where I'm not someone that spends a lot of money on this game. I'm more of a mid-game player. I'm not quite to the end game yet. I'm still trying to finish my faction wars. You know, I've cleared all the level 20 dungeons. I've beaten Doom Tower on normal. We've got an unkillable clan boss team built now that can 1-key Nightmare. So it's all about moving forward and always trying to make that progression on your account. And it's always feels really, really good when you do hit one of those milestones. And the main reason I've been doing this series is to kind of show you guys this is the kind of work that it takes for the more average player, the more casual player of this game. It's not something where you're just magically going to go in one night and spend 20 minutes, you know, rolling some gear to level 16 and just boom, you've got a 1 or 2 key team. It takes a little bit of work. It takes a little bit of time. And, but when you get there, it feels pretty good. Like I said, it feels pretty good tonight that we were able to actually get through this and get it done. So, I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. We're going to end on that positive note, hitting that 40 million key on Nightmare. Feels good. Feels great to get that done, and now we can focus our attention on trying to build this team up to hopefully 2-key the Ultra Nightmare difficulty. Like I said, we're right about 32 million right now. We're about 3 million damage away, so it's just a matter of tweaking all those stats, getting that crit damage up, getting that Great Hall going. A lot of work goes into it, and we're going to have to just keep on hammering at it, but we'll eventually get there. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions about anything you saw in the video, feel free to leave it down below, and I'll do my best to get to those as soon as I can. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you again next time.